Boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to the Big House, home of the Michigan Wolverines. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And the Wolverines will boot it away to start the game. Out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Cornhuskers offense will start this game off with the football. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the...
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double-team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Oh, they're after him. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. More than 100,000 making their presence felt. A huge third down here in the Big House. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. To the air on first down. Fires to the middle. He's got it. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the right. It's caught downfield. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. Here comes second down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Third down, red zone play, crowd alive. Got his man in the middle. He's brought down, but he's got... This defense backed up, goal to go, and the crowd's giving them some juice. Quick pass on the jet motion. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. Knocked down behind the line for the second straight play, bringing up a third and lots of work to do. And he's wrestled to the ground. Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
I'll tell you, this is not an easy place to play on the road, especially at nighttime. This crowd, they get loud. That's the way it's been so far, but they have a nice drive to open it up. They're able to execute. They put themselves in field goal range, knock it through the uprights. They did exactly what they needed to do, taking a 3-0 lead here early on the road. That's impressive.
So Michigan's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the back from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster, man. I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he can hurt you, and he can be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing tackling, staying in your gaps, waiting at the point of attack, getting as many hats to the football as humanly possible because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but
breaks into the open. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. The Wolverines will have it 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quickly complete. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. New set of downs after the completion. The give to the back.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. The give to the tailback. Found that crease, and they knock him down after a pickup of 5 to the 32. And the Wolverines come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He's going to lose a yard on that one. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. He'll have to generate power and some accuracy. A 50-yarder from the left hash. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And with the field goal guys all locked up here in the 1st quarter.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Trying to tackle this guy's a business decision as he gets it up to the 29. Big noise in the big house for this huge 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Here's a heat. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
And after that last sack, man, you can just see it. They are feeling themselves. After pitching a shutout last week, after dominating early in this game, it just seems like they're playing with a different aggression and a different level of intensity than what their opponent is. They have been so dominant.
The Huskers will punt it away on 4th down. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. Bottled him up, not a whole lot of room to run on that return, and that's how this period will come to an end. It's been punch, counter punch throughout the early part of this game as we take a look at the 1st quarter stats. They fought to a standstill in the 1st. Let's see who gets the edge early in the 2nd. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. They go to the ground. Creates a little room. Got the 1st down and more. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. The Wolverines, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop him. Kept it on the ground on first down. Let's see what they do on second. Give to the running back. Across the 25. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. And the Wolverines, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan! They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Man, it just means more in the SEC, and take a look at how things are playing out here. Vanderbilt is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jay Cutler, this might not be over just yet. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Florida. Just another week of SEC football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Complete with conviction on the crosser. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38. Handoff from the shotgun. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Now the play fake. Throws for the tight end. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit. Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on 3rd down. A strike downfield. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. On the move. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. From the gun, the running back has it. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it. The Cornhuskers send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And they can't get on top of it to down it, so that ball will come out to the 20. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. You want to talk about a drive where you... There he goes! And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the 2nd level and creating big lanes for this running back.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell he extends for the ball, but Great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Back to throw, it's Vincent. Looking to the big tight end. And he drops it, just took his eye off of it at the last minute. And after the big play to start the drive, now 2 straight incompletions, and they need to find a way on 3rd down. They needed a big play, and they got it, and the foot down for the 1st down. And the Wolverines are on the move. 1 man in the backfield, and he gets it.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Catch in the middle, it's Vic. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
The Wolverines trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll do it himself. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone as he's run out of bounds at the 7. It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. Looking for a man. It's Vincent. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown Wolverines. Quick strike through the air for the score.
Well, one of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
The kick is up and good and put 1 more on the lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. He'll start this drive firing. Just a short pass to the tight end. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield. But how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? Going to sling it on 2nd down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Works his way to the 38 after gaining 5. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Looking downfield on 1st down. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. They'll move the wide receiver. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. They'll try the run. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. More than 100,000 making their presence felt. A huge 3rd down here in the big house. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Brings it in down the left side. Oh, a lot of space. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game.
Man, this quarterback is having a first half. He's over 200 yards already, heating up, setting up. Dude, this dude might break his career high in passing. I don't know what it is. Somebody get stats for me.
And now a chance not only to cut into the lead, but play it just right, and maybe the other team doesn't even get a chance to answer. Touchdown, Nebraska! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And this QB starting to do some work, man. The big explosive play in the passing game. You get inside the 10, you're thinking run. Everybody thinking run. You back it up with another pass, another great throw, and quickly this offense gets right to the end zone.
Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they close it to 17-10. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Plenty of time to work. Not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Pulls it in. It's Jolly. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28. Offense in a bunch formation. To the air. It's Vincent. Got his man quickly.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. And that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
And the Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Plucks it out of the air. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. The Wolverines can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Swings it out to the flat. He's got it out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw on first down. They're working that left side. Inside the 30, down to the 29. Time is running short here in the first half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Splits the uprights. Good. And that lead grows even bigger.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. And he's coming out of the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And with time running out here in the second quarter, they'll just take a knee. Down on the scoreboard, they'll try to regroup in the locker room at halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, 1 half in the books, and I am eagerly looking forward to that second half in Ann Arbor. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that said, let's send it back to the fellas in the booth at Michigan Stadium.
And the Huskers will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. It's reverse. Can't get him to the ground. Knocked down way behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of 7. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Still on his feet at the 35. Turning it on.
And they get the massive gain. And how about that? The RPO, what do? I play a little bit of pass first, and the running back makes you pay, takes the football, takes off, shows the burners, and chews up those yards.
And that one is why offenses are hungry for big, big plays. They've got it 1st and 10, threatening inside the 30. They get him before he gets started this time and knock him down in the backfield. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Power football with the run. Pick up a 5. They'll need 5 more on 3rd down. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. The give to the back. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. 4th down and 1, and they'll go for it. Going for the marker on the ground. He's got enough. It'll be a 1st down. They've got it at the 12. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Wolverines back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Out of the gun, the running back has it. He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Gets it to the back. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. They'll snap it for the 10th time on this drive, but they need a chunk on 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Vincent. And the missed connection on 3rd down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And they'll run the field goal unit back out there. This kicker has already banged a couple through. Field goal is good. And now the lead is even bigger. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, one of the biggest games of the week is playing out right now. Let's check in on this top 25 battle. Notre Dame has the lead currently, but it hasn't come easy for the Golden Domers. They're in a tight one right now. They're up by 6 over USC. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Off the play fake on 1st down. Got his man downfield. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. From the gun, the give, looking for room. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. It's a draw. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Offside, defense.
That's just a mental error. On defense, you got to watch the ball. I understand the quarterback shouting and he's clapping and there's all this crowd noise, but you just got to hone in, watch the football before you come out of your stance.
And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. The Huskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, running back gets to give. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Under fire. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. The Wolverines bringing the heat on the defensive front as they have so many times through the years.
Yeah, and you just think about guys that just look great in their unis. Big, strong, Aiden Hutchinson, Ajabo, a lot of these guys in the recent history, just they know how to get after the quarterbacks and make their life miserable.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. They'll run it from the gun. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. The Cornhuskers will call on their punt team. And the returner will be knocked down. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. So last time, David, they ate up some clock, ran a bunch of plays, but settled for the field goal.
Yeah, but they're still up, Reese, and I like where I'm at. And if I'm on offense right now, my job is to put another long drive together, eat more clock, and get another score.
Just got to be better in the red zone this time around. When they get down close to the goal line, you need better execution to put a touchdown on the board here.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He stopped at the 15, not enough for the first down, and you'd think we'd see the punt team. The Wolverines line up to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to pass. Under fire. He'll get rid of it. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Big noise in the big house for this huge 3rd down play. He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. And the Huskers will try to pin them back with the punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. So here comes the Michigan offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. They get to him as he throws. Oh, it's picked off. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Guys, this offense coming back out onto the field. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. He's going to run it. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. The Huskers can really attack on this 2nd and short. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Quarterback on the keeper. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down. Trying to keep the drive alive. Oh, he's got some space. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. 1st and goal from the 9. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. A first down run in the red zone. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. The lone back's got it. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. On 3rd and goal, they'll throw it. They've got the screen set up.
Yeah, and it's 4th down. Obviously, I think this is go-to. I mean, you're down by multiple possessions. You need a touchdown. This is a short yardage opportunity. You got to go get 6 on the board.
No good. That one may sting a little, guys. Instead of getting it down to 10, feeling good about things, still a 13-point lead. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders. On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. He didn't get it. Not only that, he lost yardage. And the Wolverines will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He's got it. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Finds his big tight end. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there.
Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
When you talk about outstanding pass rushers, you're always talking about dynamic guys, and he's been that each and every week for this defense. Speed, he's got power. You just simply can't block him, and that last play is his 10th sack of the season.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella, and they'll knock him down. Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on 3rd down. Fires to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on 1st down. Wants to throw again. Using the quick game.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
They'll run for it on 3rd and short. And he needed just a single yard, and he did not get it. What a stout play by this defense. It's good. That gets them back to within 10.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a first down. Let's see if they can put something together here. Quick spin on the run.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Tries to surge ahead on the sneak. He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. They booted away on fourth down. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. We'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. Pulls it in. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
And this offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why the quarterback is the glamour position. Like, you've got to trust him. He's got to come through. They got to put a few drives together here to get back in this football game.
Right down the middle. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on second down. Still looking on the move. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
You can just see the excitement this defense has every play. They're almost wishing this quarterback drops back to throw because they know they're going to get home to him. That's the 6th time they've registered a sack.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. He'll pull it on the read. Breaks into the open. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. The Cornhuskers are moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw on first down. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
The defense has been so dominant up front. You've seen it in these passing situations. That now the 7th sack of the game.
And the Huskers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. He's looking downfield to throw. Blasted as he lets it go. Got his man to the left. Defense was right there, but they couldn't stop him from making the catch, and he's got it to the 30.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
To the air on first down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. The Huskers want to crank the tempo.
Nice job by this defense, pinning their ears back, getting to the quarterback, creating the sack. But look at this offense. They're deterred. They're right back on the ball, ready to snap it again.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. More than 100,000 making their presence felt. A huge third down. Looking for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Well, if the momentum hadn't shifted before, it certainly has now.
It has, and now you got some game pressure, right? That's beautiful. Now the defense comes out, get you a stop, get aggressive, but the offense a little bit of pressure now because they know if the ball goes back to the other side, they could lose this ball game.
Getting set for the point after. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the SEC. Vanderbilt is down big on the scoreboard, and for a program that traditionally struggles to score, I think we know where this one is headed. They're trailing by 20 to Florida. Week in and week out in the SEC, it's a battle of attrition, and if anything big changes, you'll hear about it here.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Here comes the biggest drive for this defense. They need this stop the way the rest of us need oxygen. If they don't get it, they're done. Here's the pressure. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. And the incompletion brings up a second down for this offense. Looking downfield, it's Vincent. It's complete to the left. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. What a big play this one could be. Tight game, getting late, 3rd and long coming up. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man on the right. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The Wolverines with the 1st and 10. Gonna look downfield again. Flips it out on the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Wolverines in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. The Wolverines are marching down the field.
Really nice job by the running back here in the 4th quarter, picking up that 1st down. They need him now. They've got the lead, but not by a lot late in the game. They need him to play his best football at a moment in the game when everything is on the line.
At this point, the defense has little choice but to sell out to stop the run on 2nd and 7. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
I think if you're offense here, the game boils down to this one play on 3rd down with the lead late. If you get the 1st down, that's ball game. There's not enough time left for the defense to get it back and go march down the field. So let's dial up our best play offensively. Let's make sure our best players are touching the football here.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down. And the Wolverines will line up to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. They call it a coffin corner kick for a reason, and you really can't do it any better than that. He puts that thing out of bounds right around the goal line. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. So the offense keeps this drive alive thanks to the roughing the punter penalty. How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.